Hey, how's it going? I'm Pete Alonso with the New York Mets, and if you're watching this, you just lost to the San Diego Padres.
What?
I don't understand why. Why would Pete Alonso record that even if it was for money he got paid for it? Why in your playing career would you ever put out a cameo of you saying you lost to another team? Like, that's not smart. But anyways, what's going on, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB Recap playoff edition. Yes, we are going to break down Game 3 of the Padres and the Mets. Things got a little bit spicy and, yeah, that was interesting, to say the least, watching an umpire just massage Joe Musgrove's ear. But before we talk about Game 3, we do have some breaking news coming out of Atlanta. Actually, real quick before we talk about that, I'm going to Game 1, Guardians, Yankees. I will see you guys there. So if you're excited for that, leave a like, subscribe. That vlog is going to be chaos because I'm entering the Lions Den as a Guardians fan. I hope that they're nice to me. But like I mentioned, we have some breaking news coming out of Atlanta. Spencer Strider, the rookie sensation who had 202 strikeouts in 130 innings. I can't believe I'm actually saying that out loud. Like, this dude is disgusting. He just signed an extension, $75 million over the next 6 years. Look at all of the guys that Atlanta has locked up over the last few years and going into the future. The general manager, Alex Anthopoulos, I think that's how you say his name. I don't know how he keeps on doing this. He might be, hypnotizing these kids, because if we go back to Ronald Acuna Jr. and Ozzie Albies, Ronald signed for 8 years, $100 million. That is a cheap deal for a superstar talent like Ronald, and Ozzie Albies got 7 years for $35 million. So when you combine both of those contracts, for reference, they're getting paid less combined than Wander Franco, J-Rod, and Fernando Tatis Jr. Two players for the price of one, pretty much. It's crazy what this Alex Anthopoulos has been able to do, whether it's through hypnosis or witchcraft. I don't know. All right, let's go ahead and talk about game number 3, Padres and the Mets. This is do or die, win or cry. And Chris Bassett has been very critical of Mets fans as of late because he's basically saying that if they lose 2 games, it's the end of the world. And he doesn't believe that should be the case, that fans should be a little bit more laid back. But he didn't help himself yesterday with a poor performance. That's a 2-run single to Aaron Nola. And postseason Trent Grisham, he was at it yet again. That is 5 consecutive playoff games with an RBI. Manny Machado makes it a 4 spot for the Padres as Joe Musgrove was on the bump, cooking folks left and right, so much so that the Mets thought he was cheating. Now, I will say his ear was glowing. It did look like there was something on it. There was, I believe it was icy hot or Vaseline. According to a few players across baseball that I saw on Twitter, it's something that keeps pitchers locked in, like they have to focus on the pain as opposed to the outside noise, the fans. So when their ears are kind of at the center of attention, they can focus their attention this way. I don't know, but it worked for Joe Musgrove because he wasn't having any sticky stuff on his ear. And I do want to mention that Joe Musgrove's RPM, his revolutions per minute after the check, they increased. So he didn't need sticky stuff. He was dialed in. He was basically playing out of rage, and he shoved it in the faces of the Mets fans and their players. 5 strikeouts over 7 shutout, only allowed 1 single base hit. Josh Hader, he came in for a 1-2-3 ninth, and the Mets became the first team in playoff history to get 1 hit in an elimination game. That's tough. And honestly, I kind of feel bad for Mets fans because this was the year. This is one of the better Mets teams I've ever seen. Now, before we talk about in depth the $300 million disaster of the Mets, I do want to show this picture right here. Ben Verlander, this was his 2021 bracket, got every single pick wrong. And so far in 2022, he's gotten every single pick wrong. Now, I love Ben, super nice guy, but you don't know ball, sir. Obviously, I'm joking, but really all I'm trying to say is that if you want to make a quick buck, just put money on whoever Ben Verlander is not going for, and you should win easy. Again, Ben, I love you, but that's hard to do. Now, we are going to talk about Aaron Judge and Trey Turner possibly going to the Giants, and we'll do that in just a moment. But again, a $300 million disaster by the Mets. They were sitting at $282 million in payroll for the season. I believe that was 3rd in Major League Baseball. The Padres, they're 5th in payroll, so let's not act like this is some Cinderella story, although you could say all of the turmoil in that franchise, and it's really only caused by one dude, Fernando Tatis Jr., between the motorcycle accident and then the steroid thing or the ringworm thing. There was a lot of turmoil, and the Padres, honestly, they seem to be playing for each other as opposed to when Tatis is the captain. I really think that Manny Machado, even when Tatis comes back, he's got to take the helms. He's got to be the captain. Fernando Tatis, he can't be the guy for at least a half decade. He's got to grow up and fast. Otherwise, the Padres, they're going to be playing for Tatis and not themselves. Now, we know that the Mets and the Padres have some insane payrolls, and the San Francisco Giants are looking to be in that conversation going into 2023. The reports are they are interested not only in Aaron Judge, the 62 home run king. No, they want Trea Turner, an NL MVP candidate. They want both of those guys in the lineup going into 2023. They do have deep pockets. They have been waiting for this moment. I don't know if Brandon Belt and Brandon Crawford are coming off the books, but the Giants do have a plethora of options in terms of signing free agents. So even if they only get Aaron Judge or they only get Trea Turner, that's a big fat W, but they want both, which would be borderline unfair. That's speed, that's power, that's contact. That's what you need to win a championship. So let me know in the comments, if you're a Yankees fan, do you think that the Giants can outbid you, or even someone like Steve Cohen of the Mets, who's a billionaire, like a multi-billionaire? Apparently the reports are that the Giants and the Mets are willing to spend no matter what it takes to get the services of Aaron Judge. So if you're a baseball casual, what team do you want to see Aaron Judge on? Me, as a casual, I want to see him start and end his career just like Derek Jeter with the Yankees. So that pretty much does it for today's video. Again, I will be going to game number 1, Guardians, Yankees. I'm stepping into the fire. I'm going to do it for a vlog. I have relatively decent seats, so it's going to be something that I can record, and I'm going to have a blast doing it. My first time in Yankee Stadium, both the old and the new. Very first time walking in. I'm going to be wearing my Grady Sizemore jersey, so I'll catch you guys there and enjoy the rest of the clips from the Mets players and Joe Musgrove kind of talking smack.
But this is a kick in the balls. Look, you sacrifice everything in your life to be able to go out there. You push through every injury. Guys are playing through injuries. Make so many sacrifices. All the training that you do for these moments to get to the postseason, and it doesn't work out. It's the worst day of the year.
Yeah, I figured I've seen him do it before, checking the pitcher. I get it, dude. They're on their last leg. They're desperate. They're going everything they can to get me out of the game at that. It's a win or go home game, so they were having a lot of trouble squaring me up. And, I feel like that was his last attempt at, trying to push me out of the game there. And, they took their shot. But I don't know. The only thing I have to say is you better be very confident that no one on your side is using anything if you're going to call out someone on our side. So.
You mentioned yesterday that you had given it some thought that it could be your last start in a Mets uniform. Has that thought become more prominent or sunken any more at this point?
I haven't really thought about it. It's disappointing that we lost tonight, and, that was the goal, to move on, and the plan was to be going to LA, and that's not what we're doing. So haven't really thought about it right now.
It's a good learning season. A lot of ups. There were some downs as well. We got better as players, as people, and losing tonight, it doesn't feel good to lose, but hats off to the San Diego Padres. They came out here, they played better than us, they outplayed us. So.
I thought that, considering the circumstances, 4-0, 6th inning, season on the line, it smacked of desperation, and it was fairly embarrassing, I thought, for Buck to do that in that spot. It was not necessary.